Hi everyone, today we are going to discuss about the basics of thermodynamics. What is thermodynamics? The thermodynamics is nothing but it is a branch of physics which deals with the transfer of heat and how that heat is utilized for useful work. Before going to those transfer of heats, we have to know the 5 basic terms in the entire thermodynamics, that is pressure, volume, temperature, entropy and enthalpy and entropy. So first coming to pressure. So what is meant by pressure? Pressure is nothing but simply it is called as the force exerting per unit area in a closed space, and it is indicated by P is equals to F by A. So what are the general units that we are going to take for pressure? That is newtons per meter square, pascals, bars, etc. We can know the unit conversions later. So first of all, coming to measurement of pressure, how we are going to measure the pressure? If we draw the graph, so if it is, let it be atmospheric pressure. What is meant by atmospheric pressure? The pressure exerted in the atmosphere. That means whatever the pressure that we are feeling in the atmosphere, that is called it as atmospheric pressure, and the average atmospheric pressure is 1.0132 bars. The pressure that we are going to measure above the atmospheric pressure is called as gauge pressure, and the pressure which is measured below the atmospheric pressure is called as vacuum pressure. And this zero line is called as absolute zero pressure. While coming to the problem solving, we are going to calculate absolute pressure. So absolute pressure is different from absolute zero pressure. What is meant by absolute pressure? Means the pressure that is measured from the absolute zero pressure. That means if the gauge pressure, let it be 2 bars. If gauge pressure, and for example let it be 2 bars, then what will be the atmospheric pressure? Means it is the sum of atmospheric pressure plus gauge pressure. What is the atmospheric standard value? 1.0132 bars, and the gauge pressure is nothing but 2 bars, that is equals to 3.0132 bars. That is absolute pressure. From here to exact this point, that is nothing but it is 3.0132. Up to here it is nothing but 1.0132 bars. If you want to measure the vacuum pressure, for example the vacuum pressure, let it be 0.2 bars, then what will be the absolute pressure? The absolute pressure will be atmospheric pressure minus vacuum pressure. What is atmospheric pressure? It is 1.0132 minus what is vacuum pressure? 0.2. Then it will be 0.8132 bars. It is absolute vacuum pressure. Like this we have to calculate the pressure in problems. Next, coming to volume. Volume is a simple concept, that is nothing but it is simply said it as space occupied. For example, if we consider one cube, so it is having length L and breadth B and height length L and breadth will be B and height will be H. Then the space occupied is nothing but volume is given as length into breadth into height, and the general units used for vacuum is nothing but meter cube. Next, coming to temperature. Temperature is simply said to be the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. If you want to measure any body temperature, so we are going to give how much it is hot or it is cool, that is called as temperature. Simply the temperature is nothing but the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. The general units that we are going to consider for the temperature is degrees Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin scale. So we can discuss later the relation between degree Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale and Kelvin scale. Next, coming to entropy. Entropy and enthalpy are the two basic concepts the entire thermodynamics that we are going to study. So first, coming to entropy. So entropy is indicated by S. The entropy is nothing but it is the rate of change of disorderness of molecules. That means any substance, it is nothing but package of number of molecules. The entropy gives the disorderness of molecules. That means whenever the substance properties are be changed, that means if the pressure is varied, or the volume is varied, or temperature is varied, how the molecules are going to behave. That behavior is studied through entropy. And coming to enthalpy. Enthalpy it as the total heat energy stored in a body, or in other terms it is said to be, it is a sum of internal energy and product of pressure and volume, where U is nothing but internal energy, P and V are nothing but pressure and volumes. This is called enthalpy. So these are the 5 basic terms in the entire thermodynamics that we have to know. The entire thermodynamics we are going to study about these 5 properties only. After this, some of the basic terms that we have to know, technical terms, those are system, surroundings, boundary, universe, state, process, path and cycle. So first of all, coming to system. What is meant by system? So it is impossible to study the entire universe at a time. So for that purpose, we are going to consider a part of the universe to study. That part of the universe is called as system. For example, let us consider it is as entire universe. In this entire universe, if you are going to study one small particle or small space, that is said to be system. Coming to surroundings in the universe, apart from the system, whatever be present in the universe, that is considered as a surrounding. Next, coming to boundary. Boundary is nothing but it is an imaginary line which separates the surroundings and system. This is called as boundary. It's separating the system and surroundings. It is just an imaginary line. Next, coming to universe. Universe is nothing but it is a sum of system, boundary and surroundings. Next, coming to state. So what is meant by state means, if you are going to study the properties of any particular substance and that particular substance is stated at exact one point, that means if you are going to give the pressure, we can say that at this time the pressure is 5 bars, at this time the pressure is 6 bars. Like that, if you are going to state or nothing but measure the properties at exact point, then it is said to be a state. Next, coming to process. Process is nothing but the substance which is going to change from its initial state to final state. That is called as a process. So during this process, the entire properties of the system may vary or some of the properties may vary. What are those properties? Pressure, volume, temperature, enthalpy and entropy. It depends upon which type of process it is going to be happen. So if it is constant temperature process, the temperature will be constant. If it is constant pressure process, the pressure will be constant, like that. Next, coming to path. So what is meant by path? Path is nothing but it is a way that it will be carried by the substance to change from one state to another state. That is called as path. If suppose if you going to measure, if you are going to represent all those in a graph, let it be P and V, pressure and volume graph. What we are doing? So at initial state we are let us consider one beaker. So and it is having some pressure, volume and temperature. Those pressure and volume are nothing but indicated by pressure P1 and volume V1. So if you are going to heat up the water by closing a lid, what happens? The water is entirely converted into steam. So during the conversion of steam process, what happening here? The lid is closed. Due to that, what happens? The pressure, volume are going to be varied. So pressure will be automatically increased. That is, it can change from 0.1 to 0.2, that is P2, and the volume is increased, that is V2. How the volume is going to increase? The liquid state, water liquid state is totally converted into gaseous state, that is nothing but vapor state. During vapor state, the volume will be increased. So that's why V2 is more than V1. That is the properties. In this entire graph, how we are going to indicate these terms. So if we are going to study the nothing but pressure and volume at one point, then we said that this one point as a state. Coming to process, that properties of pressure and volume changed from P1 V1 to P2 V2. The state changed from P1 V1 to P2 V2, we called it as a process. Coming to path, what is path? The path is nothing but how it is going to be changed from state 1 to state 2. So what are the changes occurred at intermediate stages? Entire things is considered another path. Next, coming to cycle. So in the same thing, at the vapor state, if you are going to cool this substance, so if you are going to cool this substance, again what happens? The pressure decreases and the volume also decreases, and that means the vapor again it will be converted into liquid state and it will comes to initial state. If in any process, if you consider 1 to 2 as one process and 2 to 1 as one process, it is a continuous process. So during this, if any process initial and final states are same, then it is said to be a cycle. That means heating of water and cooling of water, it is considered as one cycle. So it is a continuous process, that is called as cycle. Next, coming to types of systems. There are many types of classifications of systems, but according to our syllabus point of view, we are going to discuss about based upon mass transfer and heat transfer, how the system is going to be transferred. If in any system there is a transfer of mass as well as transfer of heat, then it is said to be a open system. There will be mass transfer and there will be a heat transfer. Coming to next one, that is closed system. In the closed system, there will be no transfer of mass, but it will be there will be transfer of heat. Then it is said to be a closed system. And the third one, that is isolated system. So what is isolated system? There will be no mass transfer and there will be no heat transfer. Such type of systems are called as isolated systems. So these are the three main systems classifications that we are going to use in coming classes. Next, coming to surroundings. So there will be no classifications of surroundings, but we are having a classification of boundaries. So boundaries are also, we are having two types. One is fixed boundary, another one is flexible boundary. What is meant by fixed boundary and what is meant by flexible boundary means, if in a system, if you are going to, whatever be the system that we are going to study, if the boundary is fixed, that means it is not going to be changed, then it is said to be a fixed system. Next, coming to flexible system. In this flexible system, if the nothing but boundary is going to be expanded, then it is said to be a flexible system. For example, coming to fixed system. In the same example, when we are going to heat up the water, the size of the container, it is not going to be varied. The container is considered as a nothing but boundary to our system. What are the properties that we are going to study. Coming to flexible boundary. So for example, if you take a balloon, if you are blowing a balloon, what happens? The volume will be increased. So that space is going to, that means the boundary is going to be increased. Boundary is going to be increased. That is called as flexible boundary. Next, coming to processes. There are different types of processes based upon these terms: pressure, volume, temperature. Those are isothermal process, isobaric process. We can discuss those processes in detail later. Coming to cycle. Cycle is also are having two types. So that is reversible cycle and irreversible cycle. So reversible cycle means whatever the property, if suppose we already discussed that the heating of water from point 1 to point 2 and cooling from 2 to 1. So this is a cycle. At any state, that means during process 1 to 2 or process 2 to 1, if we repeat the terms in opposite, that means I am going to heat from 1 to 2 and let it be intermediate point A. So we can, if I stop at point A and I start cooling, if I get the same properties, then it is said to be a reversible cycle. If it doesn't get the exact properties, then it is a irreversible cycle. Next, the same in the process also. There will be a reversible process and a irreversible process. In any process, if you start the process and reverse the properties, if you attain the same state, then it is said to be a reversible process. If it doesn't attain the same properties, then it is said to be a irreversible process. Clear? Next, coming to properties. Types of properties. That in thermodynamics we consider the properties into two types. One is intensive properties and the second one is extensive properties. So what is meant by intensive properties means, if you are going to study any property without depending upon the mass, then such type of properties are called as intensive properties. If any property that we are going to study, if it is going to depend upon the mass, then it is called as extensive property. For example, pressure and temperature. So pressure and temperature are not related with mass. So if you want to measure pressure or temperature, we doesn't need mass. That means the pressure and temperature are independent of mass. So these are considered as intensive properties. Whereas coming to density. So density, what is the general formula? Rho is equals to mass by volume. That means if you want to calculate the density, we have to depend upon the mass. Without mass, we are unable to calculate density. So this density is called as extensive properties. Simply, if the properties are depending upon the mass, then those are called as extensive properties. Next, coming to point function and path function. Point function and path function. So coming to point function, what is meant by point function? If in a graph we are able to, for example, let it be one process 1 to 2. So if we are able to state the property at one point in a graph, then such type of functions are called as point functions. For example, same if we take PV graph, what will be the pressure at point 1? Let it be P1 and volume be V1. That means we are able to state the property at one point. So that properties are called as point functions. Pressure is a point function, volume is a point function, temperature is also a point function. Next, coming to path functions. So path functions means, so which we are unable to express at one point. Such type of functions are called as path functions. For example, if you are going to give the amount of heat added to the system, so we are unable to represent the heat at one point. So that type of heat and work are said to be a path functions.